All right, welcome back at 9:20 on your Monday morning. For many years, the name Oklahoma City came with some bad experiences. We're talking about the bombing or deadly tornadoes. But for former Oklahoma City Mayor Mick Cornett, the city was so much more than that and could be more than that. And that is a big reason behind his latest book, The Next American City, the big promise of our mid-sized metro. And joining us this morning is the author himself, Mick Cornett.
Hey, Alex.
It is always a pleasure to have you on here.
Thank you. Thanks for showing the book.
Look at it. Isn't that awesome?
It's available where fine books are sold. I've heard that term
Is that
before.
what they do?
Well, I used to interview authors, and
Right.
I'd always hear that term and wonder what it meant. Well, now I'm kind of getting a better feel for what that meant. But the book's doing really well. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, and it's beautiful. So take a look at this cover right here. And before we get to talking about the book, let's talk about you. How have you been doing lately?
Well, we spent 15 months on that gubernatorial campaign,
Yes.
so obviously you don't wind down very quickly.
Right.
It all ends so suddenly, I mean, one day you have all these people who are working on the campaign, and then the next day it's time to, everybody divides up and goes their separate ways. And so, yeah, it was a rough few days at the end, because when you put that much work into something, there's a lot of emotion tied to it. But I've moved on. I mean, I understand that things end, and to a certain extent, that's kind of the end of that 20-year period I've spent in politics.
Right.
20 years in television, roughly 20 years in politics, and now kind of work on what I'm going to do next. And of course, this book is the first project.
Oh, well, and what a great first project. I mean, that's amazing, going and writing a book. And I do have to ask you, you endorsed Kevin Stitt. So can you tell me why you did that?
Well, I'm a Republican, and I ever since the election in August, I've been trying to retreat from politics, and got pushed by a lot of people that had supported me and that had moved over to Kevin's campaign, wanting me to at least tell people who I was voting for. And I still believe that Republican ideas are close to my heart and where I fall in line politically, and was happy to endorse Kevin here going down the stretch. But I will say that I know all three of the candidates that are going to be on your ballot in November. They're all three good people. They're all three running for the right reasons. I think, and urge people to check out and see what they stand for and what they hope to get accomplished, and to make their own opinions.
Awesome, awesome. All right, let's move to the book right now.
Okay.
The Next American City. This is awesome. Writing, I mean, it comes easy to you. You were a journalist here at KOCO for many years, but why did you decide to write this book?
Well, in general, I saw this national trend that a lot of highly educated 20-somethings and the generation coming in behind that generation seem to be gravitating towards smaller places. In other words, it isn't all about New York, LA, and Chicago anymore. People are looking for a city with a lower cost of living, a place with less traffic congestion. In Oklahoma City's case, a place with an abundance of fresh water and clean air. And so you can tell, and the trends from the demographics are showing up, that highly educated 20-somethings are now gravitating in large numbers to these mid-sized metros. And so Oklahoma City's come as fast as any city ever. And so Oklahoma City is a great example of the rise of the mid-sized metro, but I also touch on a lot of other cities around the country too. So it's a third about Oklahoma City, a third about me, including some of my memories from television, and then a third about the rest of the country and some of these other cities that are doing some great things.
Okay, and so let's talk about your time as mayor here. You were mayor for quite a while here.
14 years,
14 years. I mean, that is such an accomplishment. And so many big things came into the metro area here, including the Thunder, your colors of your book. So tell us a little bit about how it is, stepping back now, but taking a look back while writing this book. I know you wrote this before you were running for governor. Right. So how was that for you?
Well, I guess the key principle there is that cities never get to their destination. You're always on a journey, but you never get there. And I inherited some incredible assets from my predecessors, and hopefully have passed on to current Mayor Holt some projects that were continuing to plant seeds. My father once told me that happiness is having something to look forward to. And for about 25 years now, people that live in Oklahoma City have always had things to look forward to. And right now, the convention center and the new park and the streetcar are all getting ready to open. More senior wellness centers are getting ready to open, all because of MAPS 3. And so there's things to look forward to. And now Mayor Holt is opening the conversation on what might be a MAPS 4. And so again, what do we want to do? Let's look out forward. And what the book is about is let's purposely build our cities. Let's build our cities so that we can attract the generation and the economy of tomorrow. We all live in cities that we didn't build.
Right.
But there's got to be more thought put into what we want to accomplish long term.
So what was your goal with writing this book? When you were writing it, sitting down, what were you hoping what would come from this?
Well, people all over the country and really all over the world are fascinated by Oklahoma City's story. The life experiences of that generation that went through the economic collapse of the 80s, and then the emotional burden of the bombing, and then this incredible unity that emerged in the late 1990s that we, to a certain extent, still live on today. But then they look at the river and how far it's come. They look at Bricktown, now 7 million people a year coming to what was an abandoned warehouse district not that long ago.
Right.
20 years ago we had one downtown hotel. Now it looks like we're about to start the 20th downtown hotel. And life in Oklahoma City has changed. My generation largely left. And it seems like the generations that are growing up in Oklahoma City today are much more likely to want to stick around and raise their families here in Oklahoma City.
Okay, so you've wrote this book. It's out now. What's next for you?
Well, I am looking, but I should have brought a resume, to pass out so we could hold it up or what.
We'll bring you back here. How about that?
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
But we are so happy you came on to talk to us. It's so good catching up with you too. And just tell everybody again, where can they find more information about the book? Where can they get it? That kind of stuff.
Well, it's at Full Circle Books and Commonplace Books here in Oklahoma City. It's also available online at the traditional book selling conference, but it's at bookstores throughout much of America. So please urge people to check it out. It's doing really, really well. And so my publisher would always encourage me, keep pushing the book, keep pushing the book. It seems to be doing really well.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I've got my copy here. I'm going to read this while I'm on vacation, and we just appreciate everything you've done. Thank
Thanks,
you so
Alex.
much for coming.
Good luck.
We'll be right back.